I'm Anil Kumar, and in these set of videos, we will learn the technique of finding quadratic equation in standard form from the given zeros. The question here is, find the quadratic equation in the form f of x equals to ax square plus bx plus c for set of zeros as -4, 6. Now that is the standard form of equation, and we are given two zeros, one at -4, that means x equals to -4 is a 0 and x equals to 6 is a 0. So that is what is given to us. We need to write a quadratic equation for the function which has these two zeros in standard form, right? So that is the question for you. You can pause the video, answer the question, and then write your solution. But I'll show you different techniques of doing it. In general, let us discuss how to solve when any two zeros are given. So I'll provide you with a very general solution first, and then we will take up this particular example, right? So in general, let us say that we have zeros at x equals to x1 and at x equals to x2. In that case, we can say the function, the quadratic function, could be x minus x1 times x minus x2, right? Now if I put x as x1, this is a 0, so I get 0 times anything as 0. If I write x as x2, this will be a 0 also, right? So we get 0. So these are my two zeros. If I expand this, then what do I get? This is the factored form, correct? When I expand, I'll apply the distributive property. That is, we need to multiply x with x and then x with x2. So we get x squared, and then this multiplication minus x times x2. Now we will do the same thing with x1, right? So we'll multiply these two. That's the distributive property. Minus x1 times x, and minus will give us plus x1 times x2. So that is what we get. We can actually combine these two terms, write it as x2. We can take minus common and x common, right? So we can take x common. So here we get x2 plus x1 plus x1 x2. So I'm going to rearrange this a bit, and I'll write this function as x squared minus x1 plus x2 times x plus x1 x2, right? So that is a standard form of our equation, right? In this, what do you see? x1 and x2 are zeros, and what is x1 plus x2? That is sum of zeros. Do you see that? That is sum. And how about this? It is product. So what you get is a general equation f of x, which could be written as x squared minus sum of zeros, right? Plus, times x, I should have written. Sum of zeros times x plus product of zeros. So that is the way of doing it, right? So I hope you have understood the technique. So basically what I'm trying to say, if I'm given the zeros as -4 and 6, I could straight away write down my function as f of x equals to x squared minus sum of these. So sum of these will be, I could write this as 6 minus 4 times x plus product of these, that is -4 times 6. So that gives me solution as x squared, and when I add this, 6 minus 4 is 2, so we get minus 2x minus 24. So that becomes the equation in standard form, right? So if you don't remember this, then what you can do is you can start with the factored form itself. So let's do that factored form. So it is x minus -4, right, times x minus 6. So that is the function, right, in factored form. So now we will expand this. When you expand, you get x squared minus 6x, and this minus minus is actually 4 plus, right? So I'll multiply with, let me rewrite this as x plus 4 times x minus 6, right? And now with plus 4 we get plus 4x and minus 24, right? And then we can combine these two terms and write our answer as x squared minus 2x minus 24. You see, we get exactly same answer, right? So we get exactly same answer. So that is the strategy to work with, right? So you could either way find the equation in standard form from given set of zeros, right? So that is how you should be doing it. So for practice, what you can take as set of zeros as, let us say we'll use fractions this time, half and minus 5. Okay, if that is a set of zeros, write down a quadratic equation in standard form. So that is practice question for you. I hope that helps. Thank you and all the best.